It's pretty crazy to like be able to like look back now and be like, oh, I did that. Just seeing like, I remember some of the tracks I would go to and like the whoops would be like up to my chest. And I'd be like, how am I gonna get through this? Like not once, but like multiple times. I remember one of my first shows, it was like, oh, we need a girl. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't do any tricks. I can like kind of whip and knack. And they're like, we don't care. We just need a girl to jump 75. And that's how it like started. So like that's literally, it was like, we need a girl and the girl can do the jump. And that's like legit how it started.
I met a gypsy.
You talked about the media side of like how much they got you to do. Do you ever think that if like you did it now with just the way that the world is when it comes to like gender and gender equality, like if you said you were gay and a woman in 2023 racing Supercross, like bro, you would just red carpet rolled out, like you would have you would have people marching for you. Like that's the one thing you did in time right.
I know. I messed up on that one, but you know, can't win them all, I guess.
but they did see like what they had in a female racing Supercross, and like they really wanted to kind of like not push that, but they wanted to like use that when it come to press and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even when I was racing ArenaCross, Feld was actually helping me. And I don't think they really helped any racers, but you know, even for ArenaCross, they were helping me with things. And then when I transferred into Supercross, they helped me as well. And obviously, the quote team I was on, it was all pretty much media based. You know, they didn't really care if I was even there on Saturday as long as I was there to show up and sign autographs. So the racing was like the back burner to it because obviously the media potential was what everybody cared about. Yeah. Which is fine. I get it. But obviously it's the opposite for me. But yeah, it was just like all of it was pretty much media based, you know, like with Felt helping me, I was very grateful that they did. But yeah, it was just a lot of media that went with it. But I mean, it's all good for you, but it was just like the added pressure of having that spotlight. It was almost like, you know, I was like, you know, the champ at the time, you know, I'm like, dude, I'm just here trying to make a night show and you're like treating me like I'm freaking James Stewart. So I was just like, it was just definitely overwhelming too. And then it just made it that much more like upsetting when I didn't even make it. And I'm like, oh, this hype.
Yeah.
And then I don't even make it. And you're just like, oh, you just don't even want to show your face at that point.
Yeah. I could see that being such a double-edged sword. And yeah, it's like, it's a big deal to everyone but you in a sense. Like you're kind of like the last thing you think about is like, oh, I'm a chick trying to race ArenaCross or Supercross. It's just like, I'm trying to race Supercross or ArenaCross. Yeah,
and it was pretty crazy too on the media days, like the early morning stuff, which is kind of like what all the privateers do. I mean, you see them do like the early morning shift, and then on like normal human being hours is when all the factory teams will show up and start riding and do press. And they pretty much kicked all the privateers out, and then they're like, all right, yep, factory guys are up, and then they're like, no, you can stay. And I'm like, what? Because they wanted to give me as much track time as possible, and I was very appreciative of that. Like, I mean, I think my first round, Todd Gendro looked at me and was like, you can have the whole track in Texas, and was like, you can have the whole track as long as you want.
That's
and
cool.
I'm like, and I was like, I didn't expect it, but I was like taken back. And obviously, like, if anyone got that opportunity, I'm going to take it. Yeah. So, and so, like, he gave me, you know, I think 10, 15 minutes on the track, and I got, you know, I had to do all jumps on my own, but at least I got the opportunity to do them and, you know, just get some comfortable and, you know, get the track figured out a little bit. So, not that it helped me because I still don't make it anyways, but it's just like, it was rad because I was like, I get the track a little bit extra is huge to me. But like the times where they're like, all right, you can stay, all the privateers got to go. And then they're like, all right, you know, Vicki, Dunge, Musquin. And I'm just like, what makes you think it's a good idea for me to be with them? I'm like, I mean, like media-wise, sure, we might be neck and neck, but speed-wise, it ain't that.
Yeah. I'm basically a rolling tough block.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm here to survive. They're here for, like, seconds to push. And, like, you know, like, I'm not that. I'm here surviving and trying to just, like, make it to the next round. And they're here just, like, finding every single, you know, line, quad, whatever they can find. And I'm just like, I don't think I belong here.
It must have felt so sick, though, when you finally did put it in the main event at Supercross, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just like one of those things where I was just like, I didn't even know till I got back, and I think I forget who was waiting for me. I think someone from Feld was waiting for me at my pit, and they were just like arms up, and I'm like, no way, I finally did it. And just the biggest relief. Like, I didn't even like put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, man, I can barely do 1 lap in practice. I'm like, how am I gonna do like 7 or 8? But I just was like, I don't care, I'm going and just like enjoying it.
And it was an enjoyable experience, like when you finally did get out there, or?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I qualified at Vegas, and it was also one of the most. Yeah, I know. And it was one of the most excruciating pains going down Monster Alley with that much roost. It was like almost like borderline instant regret. And I was just like getting pelted to where I've never felt roost before, and just going down Monster Alley, and was just like, is this worth it? And then I was like, finally we're at the first turn, because it feels like miles when you're going down that straight. And then after that, I'm like trying to battle, and I'm like, I'm getting sick. And I was just like, all right, back it down. And I'm like, I'm not in anywhere near qualifying position anyways, so just like, just screw it, like cruise around, like jump some stuff, have fun, and just like enjoy it. And then I think either in the heat race or the LCQ, I can't remember. It was a heat race. That heat race, somehow it timed out perfectly to where I was the last one that didn't get lapped. So I pretty much had a whole lap by myself, and I was like, borderline, should I just pull off? Like, I don't want to do the awkward walk of shame through this whole last lap. Yeah. And I was like, screw it. So like, I just like pulled a wheelie all the way down Monster Alley, and it was the most like unreal like feeling, and just like the entire stadium lost their minds and just was screaming as loud as they could. And it was just like, once again, like a beautifully timed thing that happened to where I just pretty much did like a parade lap by myself and was like, holy crap, like they're just screaming for me. And I'm just like, and like to be able to hear that many people over a loud dirt bike, and just like, it's such a special feeling, like that you never forget it. And that was just like one of those moments to where I was like, holy crap, like this is insane, like what I've done.
That is so sick. And then to do it in Vegas last round, and then you're in Vegas after it, and you just get to go and enjoy that.
Yeah, immediately into Celebration Station, that's for sure.
Oh, that's so cool, eh? Like, I guess I mean, I hadn't really thought about it too much, but you know, to hear the journey that you had to go on to kind of just get that one moment, like, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It was just like one moment, and I think the following year I'd only made one as well. I got close a couple times and had to do this awkward like like alternate, you know. So I was like, I had to like show up in gear to the starting line to see if anyone else showed up, and it was just like just a horrible walk of shame type thing. Just like, well, I'm just here just in case, I guess. And yeah. So, but yeah, I think I made Toronto, and I enjoyed Toronto the second year, and I was still battling with the same stuff. And yeah, same thing. I was stoked to be able to, you know, not just one-off fluke, and I wish I would have made more, but you know, it is what it is. I made 2 at least, and that's 2 more than, you know, anyone else can say, so I'll take it.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang, and as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.